will you listen?
It is conceded to the he-mentioned Benjamin Franklin Pinkerton, who is a pilot of the seaplane Abraham Lincoln, which comes from the United States of North America. And to the spinster who is known as Butterfly, who was born in O'Hara, Nagasaki, to join in lawful marriage.
Exciting times to be able to bring this great piece to audiences, some of whom will have seen it, some of whom won't have seen it. It's one of the great heartrending stories of opera. Some consider it to be Puccini's finest. I think I wouldn't want to argue against that. There are some other contenders, but this is a wonderfully imaginative piece with the composer really, I think, at the absolute height of his powers. His music developed through the previous operas, and the psychology and the sense of drama that he brings to this is perhaps he never equaled.
We have two wonderful Madame Butterflies for this tour. They're both doing their first Butterfly. First we have Mita Raval, who people know, I think, from the Cardiff Singer of the World. It's one of the great operatic roles. It's a huge sing for them. It's a great journey psychologically and emotionally and dramatically for them to take as artists, as performers, and as becoming Cho-Cho-San in that osmosis you have to have into the character you're playing. And Mita has got great power, great passion, great strength to the role. Our other wonderful butterfly is Stephanie Corley, and it's been fascinating to work with them both. They've both become great friends. They're both very, very fine artists, and Stephanie has brought things that are different, and they've learnt from each other, and their way they've worked together has meant that although they are each themselves when they do the role, they have infused their interpretations with the work they've done together, and it's been a fascinating development. It's been a pleasure to work with them both, and whichever venue you're at, we're in for a treat with these two very fine young artists who you're going to hear a lot more about in the future. Pinkerton, we opened for quite a time with Sean Ruane, who sung the role before, but not in English in this Amanda Holden translation, and he brings great strength to the role. He makes you think, well, maybe Pinkerton isn't out and out bad. That's been one of the approaches that Stephen Barlow in this wonderful production has given. He really makes one think about how Pinkerton is, and should we completely condemn him in what he does. And it's been a pleasure working with Sean for the first time, and in revisiting a role which he knows, and in looking at new ways and nuances of making the role work, particularly in the context of the more intimate work that Mid Wales does, which I think is one of the glories of the company, that one can have a kind of chamber feel and sort of small theatrical feel to what we do, because much of the piece, although they're the big numbers, is actually chamber work.
This one goes that way. I get it. And that won't disappear.
And John Pearce, also the Cardiff Singer of the World from North Wales himself, is joining us from the tour. He's a wonderful singer, and we are very pleased to be able to give him a chance to learn the role for the first time with the company. It's part of our remit to encourage young talent alongside the talent that is already around, many of whom have sung with Mid Wales before, and I have to mention Wyn Pencarreg. If I say an old stager with Mid Wales, and he does an incredibly well thought and thought-provoking Sharpless, who is a character of some depth and some questioning as to what he should have done and what he shouldn't have done. So we're blessed with having Wyn, and indeed the other characters who, alas, have less to do from their point of view, all bring a great distinction. And Stephen Barlow's wonderful eye for what works, little details that actually tell about what a scene is doing or what a character is doing, means that even the smallest of the roles have their point and are really part of the production.